we also want to expand our cooperation to new policy areas, and especially the green transition, which is our political objective, not only in Europe, but also in our partner countries like in Namibia. We have a global gateway strategy, which was adopted a year ago, and through this strategy, we try to accelerate green and digital transitions in our partner countries. We try to boost investment up to 300 billion euros globally. And as you probably remember, Sir, Your Excellency, one of the outcomes of the African Union, European Union summit last February was precisely this investment package for Africa up to 150 billion euros.
The high-level visit by the EU commissioners follows signing of a memorandum of understanding between President Geringob and EU President Ursula von der Leyen last year. The MOU established a strategic partnership between Namibia and the EU in support of their climate ambitions and in adding value to the local economies. At the core is production of green hydrogen to help Europe avert an energy crisis caused by its dependency on fossil fuels and gas supplied by Russia.
And I think everything we have done was to diminish our dependencies with Russia, because we know that Russia these days is using our dependencies as a weapon. So we accelerate this, including, of course, the fact that we want to get rid of fossil fuel, gas, fuel. And then, since we had our strategy, our twin strategy, we call it this way, the green transition and the digital transition, accelerating the green transition. In other words, accelerating the generation of new energy, decarbonized, hydrogen, windmills, solar panels. But of course, in order to do this, we need to have the key components. So in fact, this war, as a consequence, is accelerating the fact that we want to increase drastically our capacity to produce clean energy in Europe. And of course, to find allies, friends, with whom we'll be able to work in this area. And this is the first reason why Ursula von der Leyen was keen for us to come immediately to put a concrete roadmap after the MOU that we have signed.
Technical teams from Namibia and the EU are currently busy drafting a roadmap for the sustainable raw materials value chain, expected to be finalized by April this year. The two parties are also expected to agree on activities to be undertaken under the scope of the Namibia-EU partnership deal.
The critical importance or difference in terms of this MOU, for the longest time there always had been a concern about how our minerals are being taken out from the ground and exported in raw form. And again, the point was made to say this is not going to be the case anymore. It's critical raw materials that is going to be mined, that is going to be refined, that is going to be used in products, and then only then exported. It's an ecosystem of things. Obviously, for that you need the infrastructure like electricity, like water. You need some, even transportation infrastructure, which we are quite happy to also you to agree that this is an ecosystem. It's not just we can just pick one thing, because for you to be able to come to that end of you exporting, processed goods, you need to have all these things together. And we are happy that you also then willing to make, when we discuss the roadmap, it's going now to look at those exact issues that we need to put in that for this to be able to work. And therefore, the deadline we gave ourselves of April, I think it's doable.